Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So something a little bit different for you today, and something that has been requested quite a few times, but I've always been not reluctant to share it, but I sort of felt like there were other bloggers and YouTubers that out there with much greater knowledge about beauty products than I have. But then I suppose we're all different, right? And I have a lot of the products I use are products I've been using for like a really long time and they just work really well for me. So there's quite a few to get through, but I have just got my trusty copper basket here full of the bits and pieces that I use, and I'm just gonna, that was quite heavy. And I'm just gonna work through them. Obviously I'll link to everything below. There's a blog post as well featuring everything in case you want to head over there and see pictures of all packaging and stuff like that, just so you know exactly what it is you might be looking for if you choose to buy something. But yeah, welcome to my first ever beauty favourites. I hope that you like it and I hope you find it interesting. So yeah, let's get on with it. So I'm starting with Fake Tan, just because these were the tallest two in the basket, so I just picked them up straight away. There's two that I use. One that I use, I like sort of more than the other one because of smell, but then one that I'm using at the moment, which I actually really like. So Bondi Sands, it's the Everyday Gradual Tanning Milk Body Moisturiser. It's slightly more subtle than other ones that I've used in the past. And I'm not gonna lie, like, I enjoy having a tan. I feel like I look better with a tan and I'm a bit happier with a tan, so I'm not ashamed to admit that. So Bondi Sands is what I use most of the time. I don't use it every day. I maybe use it about 3 times a week. And then recently this one ran out, obviously I've refilled now, but in that interim where I didn't have Bondi Sands, I went back to the Dove Summer Glow, and this is I think one of the most popular ones. I use the normal to dark skin, and this is what I've actually got on at the moment, and I really like it. I think you have to be slightly more cautious with this one because it's a bit stronger, so you have to make sure that like you wash your hands really thoroughly, because I noticed the other day I had like a little section in my finger where it was a little bit more tanned. So this one has a bit more of a tendency to like streak if you don't, you know, take care when you're applying it, whereas Bondi Sands, I feel like I can kind of slap it on 3 times a week, 2 times a week, whatever, and it's fine. So they are my go-to fake tan options. So going a bit around the houses, I'm now onto hair, and there's just one hair product, actually 2 I suppose, because one of them I use for hair and face, which I will show you. So this is the Schwarzkopf. I do not know how to pronounce that, but it's the Bonacure Hair Therapy Repair Rescue, and my hairdresser, who I will link to below, who is amazing, she recommended this to me, and you literally put a pea-sized amount, rub it into your hands and rub it into the ends after you've washed your hair. I wash my hair maybe 2-3 times a week, and I use this on the ends, and it honestly makes it feel so much softer, so much healthier. I think especially because I have my hair tied up a lot, and I'm obviously sweating in the gym quite a lot, and where I may not, you know, do bad things to my hair in terms of straightening, like I don't use kind of like heat products, heat things, but I do obviously, you know, it does get thrown around quite a lot. So this has actually really helped, and I've been using this now since Christmas, and I really love it. I massively recommend this. So yeah, and then the other one I use for hair sometimes is I coat it in coconut oil. Although my hairdresser said that argan oil is better, so I need to, sorry Despina, I need to get some argan oil still. At the moment I'm using Sister & Co coconut oil, and that is also what I use on my face sometimes as well if it's feeling a little bit tender and I know that it just doesn't want anything else. So yeah, Sister & Co and however you say that word. I'm trying now to section things well. So this is my kind of like, I suppose, my nighttime routine. I use a pillow spray from This Works. It smells of lavender and it's incredible. And I also have, which isn't in my favourites because I don't use it that often, but they have these like, these kind of roll-on sticks, and if you're really struggling to sleep, if you put it on like your pulse areas, so like your neck and your wrists, and breathe in, it smells really nice. But the pillow spray I absolutely love. So before I obviously get into bed, I wash my face and take all makeup off, and I've been recently, also from This Works actually, I've also been using these In Transit No Traces, and it's a rose water and watermint infused pads to cleanse and brighten the skin. And these are really nice. They're not like makeup wipes in the sense they're really big. They're just small little pads, but they're really nice and they're deeply moisturized. Is that the right word? So not a beauty blogger. But they really work, so they're really good. So I use one of those once I've washed my face in water. And then when I go to sleep, I am using at the moment this Quarterly. It's their overnight detox oil. I'm a massive lover of overnight oils at the moment. Since I went to Finland, I really struggled. Cold just really got into my system and my face was really struggling. Obviously I don't rub. I've been told that I have to like pat it onto my skin. I don't really know why that is. I'd like to pretend I do know why, but I don't. But I'm guessing it's so that I'm not kind of like, it's getting into the pores. I'm not even gonna pretend like I know why. All I know is that it does the job and I really like it. So yeah, that's my kind of nighttime routine. And then in the morning, so skincare in the morning is two things. I use an Aveda Daily Light Guard, so this is an SPF 30, which I just think even in the winter, it's really important that we protect our skin from the sunlight. Even if there isn't any, you'd be surprised what damage can be done through the clouds and stuff. So that's an Aveda Daily Light Guard. I'm struggling to talk today. And then this is my favorite moisturizer. So I have been using this for, I don't know, maybe 9 months, maybe a year, maybe longer, maybe over. I honestly don't know. But it's the Origins Ginseng moisturizer and it smells really good. Yeah, it's really nice, and I absolutely love it. It's not too thick. I'm not a lover in the morning. I don't want to put on like a really thick, greasy moisturizer because I'm either like heading straight out or I have this thing about my skin needing to breathe, so I want whatever I put on to be absorbed quite quickly so that then I feel like I'm fresh-faced and that my skin can breathe. If I put on something really thick, then it just doesn't work for me. So yeah, they're the two that I use in the mornings. And then I just wanted to show you 3 other products in terms of, I don't know if these class as makeup, no, definitely not, but perfume first. Perfume, I'm using this Coco Noir from Chanel and I love it. It's really good, it's quite kind of like dark and mysterious. So unlike me, so undark and mysterious. I'm all like, wow. But yeah, I really like this. So that is the perfume that I wear. And then obviously I wear other makeup. For instance, oh actually something that should be in here that isn't is the Benefit Browsings because that's like my thing. I don't well actually I do leave the house without doing my eyebrows, but if there's one thing that I do, it's doing a bit of an eyebrow. But the 2 things I wanted to show you were the Origins Ginseng mascara. So who'd have thought that Origins did mascara? I definitely didn't. And then, so I've been using this now for about 6 months and I love it. As you can see, it is very well used. I actually am ready to go on to a new one, which I have waiting for me just over there. And then the other thing is this beauty blender, and I use the ones from Real Techniques, the Pixie Woos collection. So yeah, these are really good and I really like them and I get through them quite quickly because the only thing with a beauty blender is even though it's amazing, it's so obvious that it's kind of like been used and it's dirty. So I think it's really important to kind of like keep them fresh and like keep working through them because it's not nice to feel like you're constantly putting like, you know, dirt back on your face. Anyway, again, not great at this whole beauty stuff. And then I've just got 2 more things to show you. I have been using Frank Body now for like 3 years and I don't use it all the time. It's just as and when I fancy it and it's like a coffee scrub. This is like back when I still lived, I think it's when I still lived at home that I've been using this. I actually found out about it via Instagram. It was all over my Instagram and I was like, do you know what? I'm gonna buy some of that and see what it's all about, and I still use it now. It's messy though. Like you don't wanna, if you live with parents especially, when I used to get out of the shower, my mum would be like, what have you done to the shower? There'd be like little coffee grain or coffee bits all over it. So yeah, it can be a little bit messy, but I really like it and it makes your skin so smooth afterwards. And then there is like a body balm as well that you can use afterwards, which it makes your skin even smoother. Like this feels really good. So I think especially if like maybe you've been on holiday and you just want to kind of like, or maybe pre-holiday as well, if you want to just like get rid of any bits of like dead skin and stuff like that, just have a really good exfoliate, then this is amazing. And then last thing, I promise, is this oil, which is from the Body Shop. And this is actually not necessarily something I use on myself. I actually use this to do my massages, in like little mini head massages in my yoga classes. And I always get people asking me what it is because it smells so good. And it's actually a hair and body oil, so it can be used all over the body, but everyone seems to love it, so I thought I'd share that with you because quite a few of my students have asked me what this is, so I share that with you as well. Now my basket of beauty products officially looks like a bomb's hit it. But hopefully you found that interesting. I'm sorry that obviously like I say, I'm no beauty blogger, but they are the things that I love, and ultimately, I mean, when I say I'm no beauty blogger, everyone can be a beauty blogger, right? If you use a skincare product and you want to talk about it, then you can be a beauty blogger too. But hopefully you found that interesting. Any questions about any of the bits that I use, obviously comment below, ask me, and I will get back to you, and I will link to the blog post as well. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.